Good evening, everybody, and welcome as we are fully underway here in season 2021-22. Back at it, the Lynn City Tournament, first time in 2 years. This is the second game. St. Mary's defeated Lynn English 4-0 in the first game. This is Tech and Classical in the nightcap. So the winner of this will play St. Mary's. The loser will get Lynn English in the consolation round on Saturday. But it's nice to be back and going. I'm looking around. We got a pretty good little crowd here. We've got players, coaches, referees. Nobody's wearing a mask. You don't have to outside. And it's just great that this could be happening. It's been so long. Even the season we had was minuscule. I mean, English and Classical played 4 football games. They wound up playing Thanksgiving in July. There were baseball, hockey, and basketball being played on the same day with the different leagues. It was just a joke, is what you know. It was nice that they could get out and do something and get to play and get back in the swing of things. We're hoping everybody, this is the first day of school for the freshmen. I believe it's Thursday when everybody winds up back at school full time. And hopefully it's going to be full time now for the rest of the year so they can have their clubs and their proms and their graduations and sports and all the activities through school and the entertainment, the plays. I just hope everybody can get on the same page. It's really senseless that people are not getting the vaccine. You know, I understand a lot of things, but I don't understand that. Because as much as parents want to take care of their kids, they are not adept in health issues. They're listening to people on internet and Facebook and getting false information, making some people doing it purposely, some people coming up with some of the stupidest reasons that you could possibly imagine. And it just isn't necessary, because if we listen to the people who know what they're doing, and we listen to the health experts, those are the people that can advise us, and those are the people we should be listening to. I'll end it quickly, but everybody that knows me doing these games, I've never been political on anything. But there are so many things wrong with what's happening. And so dumb, stupid reasons for doing them when we don't listen to the people who really know. If it comes to what school should I send my son or daughter to, what clothes should they wear, do they drive a car or not drive a car, all the parents can get deeply involved in all that, run the show for their families. But when it comes to health issues, you got to listen to the people who know what they're talking about. You know, you don't go to a mechanic if you had a dental problem. You go to a dentist. If you break your leg, you don't go to an accountant or a secretary or a senator or a president. You go to a doctor. It just makes so much sense. I'll end it there and just hope that people can come and get common sense back in the world. Because it's the kids who are suffering and who will suffer. Because you can't tell me that those kids remotely were spending days and hours at a time. Wow, a wide open shot. Classical had the entire net to shoot at, and he poked it wide right. But again, remotely, I watch kids driving bikes around the meadow and in groups of 20, 30. They certainly were not spending the amount of time they normally would spend in school doing the work, learning, and it's going to show later on. So hopefully they're going to get back on their feet. We'll get the world back on their feet, and everybody will be back in school full time, and we can get back to being good students, and more importantly, healthy students. So again, I'll stop right there and stop being political. Get back to the game. That was a huge opportunity for Classical. They made a couple of great passes. They were wide open with an open net. All they had to do was touch it and punch it in, and he tipped it wide right. Classical dominating the early going, keeping it in the Tech end. Tech just sitting back trying to keep Classical off the board. Not worried about offense. They're trying to come up with some kind of defense here. Molly Manning with the throw in. And she'll do it again, I think, as it went out off Tech. Classical in the white, Tech in the blue. Used to be the other way around. The home team used to wear white and the visitors wore the dark. Classical takes it away. Tech defensively knocks it away. Manning trying to get it out in front of the net. It hooks it wide right. Or slices it wide right. And it goes out of play. Tech will get to kick it away. Anna Flaherty in net for Classical. We're trying to get the number, I believe it's Bremley Velasquez, the senior, in net for Tech. They have two of them. Manning with a couple of shifts. Classical looking to walk in. Shot looking for the far corner. It went past the net and then got knocked behind the net out of play by Classical. Tech boots it away. Classical looking to get there. Tech gets there first and knocks it away. Mike Shenner, the head guy for Classical. Justin Barrasso for Tech. I believe it's his first year. Out in front. Classical got a foot on it. Looked like she knocked it too shallow. She just barely touched it and hit a little ground ball. And it just trickled in. You don't have to crunch it, you just have to find the right spot. That's what she did. She just trickled it by. Classical back at it. Tech breaks it up. Broken up nicely by Tech. I have to apologize up front. The numbers on the back of the girls in Tech, virtually impossible to pick up. It's virtually impossible to pick up their numbers. Even when they're right down in front of me. They opted not to put white numbers on the back of their blue shirts. And they put it like light red. And you just can't pick them up. I know they look good. That was half the battle. But looking good, but you got to be able to pick up the numbers as well. Tech gets there first and knocks it away. Olivia Waterman is being credited for the goal. It's not easy when you, every time somebody scores, there's a group of 11 mingling around together, clapping hands, cheering. So every time you think you got the goal scorer in line, and a lot of them are exactly the same. And they knock it home. She got loose out in front. She was able to knock it down, straighten it out, and knock it home. So in the first 12 minutes, Glasgow jumps on top 2-0. Has broken up. You hate to guess, but I think it might have been Ava Thurman that got that goal. A name that Lynn sports fan will certainly recall. She's an outstanding basketball player as well. And Jada Mateo might have been the goal scorer. Could have been either one of them because, again, as soon as it's scored, they're surrounded and we lose track of them. Broken up, but it bounces right to Glasgow. Now the kick, Tech picked it off. Tech breaks it up. They kick it deep. And they call Tech offside. Anna Flaherty will kick it away. Glasgow had a good, I guess you could say, semester in the GBL. This is their first full season starting in the Greater Boston League. They had a condensed season in all the sports. They did very well in soccer. They went to the final of the GBL Cup, the tournament. There was no state tournament, but they got. It hit the post. It popped over the goaltender's head. She went back to get it and hit the post. From long range, they miss it wide right. Glasgow went to, I think St. Mary started it with the Catholic Central League having, with no state tournament, they started a league cup tournament. So the league played their own virtual version of the state tournament. A lot of leagues, Cape Ann, other leagues picked it up, and the GBL picked it up. We had Glasgow going to the final of the soccer. English girls basketball went to the final. English boys basketball won the final, won the league. St. Mary's won all the tournaments. They won. The girls won the league and the cup. And the hockey team, the boys hockey team, won the cup. The girls hockey team won the cup. So it was a good year for the Lynn schools in that abbreviated session that they had. Now, hopefully we're back in the swing of things and back to normal. We're not playing baseball, football, basketball, and hockey all in the same day, or having English Classical Thanksgiving in July. Skips past everybody. Haskell tips it ahead. Haskell winds up with it. Looking for the shot. Still got it. Blocked out in front by the defense. Haskell knocks it in. So they jump ahead 3-0. Big time start for the Lady Rams. Talking to the official score, the goals are credited the first one to Olivia Waterman. Second one was credited to Ava Thurman that I thought but was not sure of. And the last one, Molly Mannion. This is probably the most difficult game to do to try and keep score. It gets deflected right to the net. That looked like it was going to be a centering pass. Looked like it touched off a Tech player and got deflected right to the goaltender. Good thing she stayed home and didn't move with the ball. It would have gone in the net. Knocked down. Tech knocks it away. Doesn't stay in the classical end long. Classical just saved it from going out. Tech takes it away. And Classical takes it back. Broken up by Tech. Broken up by Tech again. They pop it up. With the football games, you have very large numbers on their back and on their front. These are all minuscule, and we're 8 miles away. Long lead pass. Goaltender came out of the net to get the first and got run over. Again, we believe that's Velasquez. Halfway through this first half and counting, a big one for Classical. They put 3 on the board. Tech will kick it away. Haskell picks it off. Kick to the far side, tipped ahead. Haskell trying to walk in. They try to make the pass. Good defense by Tech, and again, I apologize, but there's no possible way to pick up the numbers. Tech breaks it up again and clears it away. Haskell coming back. Shot, big time save, and a defense blocked it away. Nice job. Velasquez made a great save on that shot. It got deflected, and just as Classical was lining up to knock it into the open net, the defense came up from behind and knocked it away. Big time play both ways, goalie and defense. Classical trying to center it, knocked away. Classical gets it back. Back checking by Tech, knocks it away. Tech gets control and starts it back. Broken up nicely by Mannion. Thurman tried to make a little behind the back action and lost it, but Classical gets it back. Thurman gets it back. Looking to get around the defense and can't. Good defense by Tech again. Substitution for Classical. Corner kick coming from the near side for the Lady Rams. Knocked back. Classical with it again, a little closer. popped up out in front. They got a piece of it, but deflected it wide. Couldn't get a foot on it. They got like a body on it to try and push it to the net, and they pushed it wide right. Tech will kick it away. Nice little shift. And nice job by Velasquez to come out and get it. Knocked out by Glasgow. And I still don't know what that rule is, the throw-in, but whatever it wasn't done right. They got a do-over this time. Usually they turn the ball over. Glasgow again knocks it out. Out off Tech, right into the Glasgow bench area. A little respite for we make substitutions. Pass missed everybody, but wound up being picked up by Glasgow. They knock it ahead for Mannion. Coming down the near side. Trying to center it. She knocked it off the side of the net. Couldn't hook it enough. Both teams will make a substitution. Mannion collects, has it knocked away. Down the near side. Blocked by the defense. And they'll knock it out of play. Mike Shenham making many substitutions off and on. Classical collects, gets broken up. Tech clears it away. Tech again knocks it away. From down deep. And they lost it trying to get around the defense. Again, substitute for Classical. I thought Classical lost it out, but they're giving Classical a corner kick. Mannion boots it out in front, bounces away from everybody. Blocked again. Classical trying to center it, but the ball was already out of play. They did center it, but the ball crossed the line just before they made the centering pass. Pass picked off. Broken up. Parties go down as the ball goes out of play. 10 minutes and counting left in this first half. A big one for Classical. They put 3 on the board. And Tech is still looking for their first shot on net. And they haven't got inside the 30-yard line of Classical yet. Maybe just having to sit back and play defense. They got it out in front, they got a head on it, and they headed it over the net. Perfect. Centering pass, free kick, corner kick, wide open, and went off the head and over and out of play. The difference is Classical is beating Tech to almost every loose ball. They knocked it loose, almost had a breakaway. They knocked it too far to the near side. If they knocked that straight ahead, they might have had a chance. Tech looking for a shot. Can't get it. Fans going wild because the Tech player got knocked down and she's still down. She's getting up. They're coming out now to look at her. She went down, she was down, she got back up. The fans went wild. They wanted a call against Classical. She's walking out. She seems to be okay. She's up now like she's fine. It's nice to see her again. I apologize. We can't pick up her number. Can you get her number? We would have liked to have been able to say that was whoever, but we can't because we couldn't pick up her number. The numbers are impossible to pick up, even if they're right down in front of us. So we apologize for that, but that's just the way it goes, unfortunately. It winds up with a throw-in or corner kick for Tech. That's the closest they've come to getting a shot on net. Now they knock it wide right. They hustle, got the ball loose, got control, but couldn't get it on net. Trying to knock it deep. They collect. Mannion knocks it loose. Mannion knocks it away. They bounce it off a Tech player, and now Classical kicks it deep. And they can't keep it in. They knocked it, deflected it out of play. Haskell hustled and picked off the pass. Nice little shift by Tech. Trying to control, they knock it deep, and it goes out of play. Five minutes and counting left in this first half. 3-0 Glasgow. This is the second of the opening rounds of the girls' version of the Lynn City Soccer Tournament. The boys will take center stage tomorrow, and the whole thing will clear up with consolations and championships on Saturday starting at 9 in the morning. So a busy week here at Manning Field. We've got 2 soccer games tonight, 2 soccer games tomorrow, 3 soccer games on Thursday, 2 football games on Friday, and then soccer comes back in and takes over on Saturday. So after going a long time waiting to get back in the swing of things, it's a deluge of soccer and football this first week, and almost everybody is loving it, especially the coaches and players. A couple of times Mannion knocked it away. Maggie and Eric try to get it up field. It got picked off by Tech. Broken up by Tech again. Just bounced away from them. Upfield. They try to kick it back. They kicked it to the wrong side. They kick it away from the intended receiver. They have to start over again. Circling, looking to get the shot off, and they score. They lined it up. The goaltender went to the post, and it went more to the middle of the net than the post.
It was number 15 that scored. That one that scored is number 15. Yeah.
Elijah Correnti makes it 4-0. Just a rifle shot. Tech breaks it up. They were looking for a break, Glasgow was. Oh, they try to go around. Nice defense by Tech, knocking it away. Mannion will put it in play. And gets knocked out by Tech. Two minutes and counting left in this first half. Glasgow trying to walk in, just got deflected away. Looked like it was going to go in the far corner. Tech with a rush. Down the middle, couple of nice shifts. Glasgow takes it away. They're just not letting Tech get going at all on offense. Glasgow coming back. Trying to knock it deep. Tech broke it up. Glasgow takes it back. Down the near side, looking to walk in. Lined up the shot. Nice save by Velasquez. Left the rebound, but there was nobody there to knock it home. They lost it, and it almost rolled in. They were battling with the defender. They knocked it away. The goaltender come out. It rolled by her, and she had to go get it. She dropped it. It almost rolled into the net. Closing moments of this first half. A big one by Glasgow. Nice defense takeaway there by Tech. And that's going to do it for the first half. So Glasgow get out quickly. 4 different scorers. And they jump on top 4-0. They help Tech without a shot on net. Fairly quiet first half for Anna Flaherty in net for Glasgow. On the other side, Velasquez had to do a lot of work as well as the defense for Tech. So at halftime, it's Lynn Glasgow 4, Lynn Tech nothing. Welcome back to Manning Field as we're set to start the second half. Glasgow getting out quickly, building up a 4-0 lead with 4 different scorers. Olivia Waterman, Ava Thurman, Molly Mannion, Eliza Carenti. We hope we get all those correct. Glasgow kept Tech bottled up virtually at their own end. At the end of the half, Tech started to move the ball a little bit. They still didn't get a shot on net, but they had it in the Glasgow end. And Tech hustles and breaks the play up. Glasgow gets it back. And Tech again breaks it up. Good defense. And again, our deepest apologies because we have no way of picking up the Tech numbers. It's not physically possible. Even now, there's two players right in front of me, and it's extremely difficult to pick up the number. The girl putting the ball in play, I can finally read a number, and that's Dania Barroso. She's a freshman, and she throws the ball in. But that's only because she stopped and kind of posed in front of me. Even when they're in front, if they're moving, they don't stand long enough for us to pick up the numbers, and they're very difficult to pick up anyway. Virtually impossible. They knock it deep. Glasgow, I don't know if Glasgow made a change. It might be Lauren Wilson now in net for Glasgow. It's not like they go to the scorer's table and report in and they announce them. So I think Mike Shenna made a change in net. Haskell, they had to save that. Now bodies go down. A collision. Victoria Madero's got run over. Blocked by Tech. And Tech takes it away. Well, Glasgow gets it right back. They break up the pass. Glasgow knocks it ahead. They got a break. They're going to walk in. They tip it by, and they knock it home.
Number 17 scored.
Haley Bullock made a tremendous pass. She was on the goaltender all by herself. She could have probably taken the shot. Instead, she gave it up to Gianna Parker, the young freshman who gets credit for the goal. But that was like Velasquez, the goaltender, saw everybody coming at her. She was all by herself. And at the very last second, Kayla Bullock just flipped it across. And Gianna Parker had the entire net to shoot at. Now the defense does a nice job of breaking up that rush. And they break it up again. Haskell battling. Tech takes it away, wins that battle. And Glasgow knocks it out. Off Tech. Tech knocked it out again. They try to center it. It gets wide open. And they call her offside. She was just lining up the shot. I think that was Medeiros. She looked up, her eyes lit up. She was all by herself at the 5-yard line. And she was just lining up the shot. They blew the whistle and said offside. Medeiros coming back. Down the near side, broken up by Tech nicely. Eric got broken up. Now Tech takes it away. Good job. That was Barroso. What a nice play. Glasgow coming back, pushes it by 1. Down the far side. And he knocked it too far. I thought it went out off Glasgow, but they're calling it off Tech. Glasgow will get a corner kick. Tipped home, perfect, right in the middle. They didn't take the corner kick, they flipped it. Carenti got her second goal. They didn't take the corner kick, they slipped it to one of the defenders. She took the kick a little closer, put it right dead center, and Carenti was there to just knock it home. Velasquez had no chance to even come close to making that save. And Glasgow off and running here in the second half like they did in the first half. So unless lightning strikes here, it's going to be Glasgow and St. Mary's in the final, Tech and English in the consolation on Saturday. Glasgow with a couple of nice shifts, gets around a few, knocks it to the net. Tech is back there to clear it away. And they watch it go out of bounds. Alexis Cummings with the throw-in. Knocked out by Tech. Cummings will do it again. popped up, slips past everybody to the far side. Haskell trying to get around the defense, and Velasquez says, I'll take care of it myself. She goes out and gets it. And Tech will get to kick it away. The most important thing today is all these young ladies and the young men tomorrow are getting out on the field. They've been practicing. The football team's been practicing. They'll get into start on Friday. And that's the most important thing, that they're getting back to something they haven't really done for a long time. They had a very short season. Like basketball usually plays 20 plus the tournament. They played 7 or 8. St. Mary's, on the other hand, had a pretty good year. St. Mary's girls basketball played 23 games. And they were lucky. Even though they were in Lynn, which was at the time was a red zone, they were able to play because they don't come under the jurisdiction of the state. Lynn teams couldn't play. Like Lynn Tech lost their basketball season because by the time they came back and were able to play, the Commonwealth Conference had already finished their basketball season. So there was nobody for Tech to play. And I said I've been doing this for a very long time. I was around the sports for a very long time. I stopped by Velasquez even before I started doing this, and I've never seen anything like it. We had a baseball game going on at Fraser Field while English and Classical were playing Thanksgiving in July. And on one day, English played basketball, the GBL Cup Finals, boys and girls at English. St. Mary's played a football game here in the afternoon, and the Lynn Jets played a hockey game at night. That's never happened. So it's nice to get everything back to a normalcy. I'm sure it's good for the athletic directors too, who are spinning, and it's good for Rich Avery, who is a caretaker for Manning Field and Fraser Field. Just past the 30-minute mark. And we got a timeout down the field. Classical comfortably ahead, 6-0 over Lynn Tech. Just over 28 minutes left in this one. Classical well on their way to go 1-0. And of course, this is the Greater Boston League. Classical, for the first time, is going to play a full schedule Greater Boston League since they changed over from the Northeastern Conference. And it's the GBL against the Commonwealth Conference. Classical knocks it out. Tech knocks it out. We got substitutions for Classical. McKenna making wholesale changes. They're one at a time at the first half. Frequently now it's 4 at a time. Tech knocks it ahead. Classical's there to knock it away. Knock to the middle. Classical knocks it deep. Knocked back deep. And Classical knocks it away. And Classical loses it out of play. Tech will get the throw in down deep. It gets by everybody, and Classical will let it go out of play. And he'll get to kick it away. So pushes it up, Tech knocks it away. Classical steals it back. Nice little shift. Another nice little shift as they get around the defense. 5-on-3 for the moment. Classical walking in. They were a little too deep. They couldn't get a shot off. They were at a very bad angle. And they lucked out. Tech knocked it out of play, and Classical will get a corner kick. They had all kinds of, if they drop it back, they had a point-blank shot from inside the 5-yard line. But they opted to try and keep going, and they went too deep, didn't have a real good angle, and got a break when it got knocked out. Corner kick coming from the far side. They got a head on it and knocked it in. It went high in the air. It looked like it was going to go over the net, and it just snuck under the top crossbar. Molly Mannion she's a basketball player too. She went up and got the rebound there. She went way up in the air, got her head on it, popped it straight up in the air. It looked like it was going to go on top of the net and out of play. Instead, she winds up with her second goal. Just snuck under the top crossbar and bounced down inside the net. Classical's having a big opening game. And we still got more than half of the second half left. They give it back to Wilson. She's a two-sport athlete too. Might be three. I think she might play softball too. They let it go out of play. But Wilson, pretty good basketball player. I should have done it a long time ago. While I'm doing this, I didn't do it early on. I should have done it a lot earlier because it's a classical game. Outstanding classical athlete that was just lost. He's in the Hall of Fame. Very good football player, very good basketball player, an outstanding gentleman. He was a great friend of mine. I coached him in serial basketball, Eddie Anderson. I was kind of shocked when I found out that he passed away. I had just talked to him a while ago short time ago, at the reunion for the great classical basketball team. And I found out that he had passed away, and my thoughts and my prayers go out to Eddie Anderson's family, his friends, which are many, his relatives and loved ones. He was a friend to a lot of people, one of the really nice people. And that's a big loss, especially for the classical athletic community. So God bless you, Eddie Anderson. Rest in peace. Glasgow almost look like now is they're just trying to run the clock out, almost like going to four corners in basketball. They kick it all the way back. Trying to give it back to Wilson again. They almost gave it away. Glasgow just knocks it away. The Tech was looking like they might line up a shot. There's pros and cons for this. You never want to run up the score too bad. You don't want to make the other team look really bad. But by the same token, you don't want to embarrass them either. So this kind of takes away from a lot of people don't like this. You know, Glasgow with 7 goals saying, we don't need any more. Still half a game left. Just going through the motions. And sometimes this can be more embarrassing for a team than if you beat them 11-0. So it just depends on how people look at it. Glasgow almost got a break. Tech takes it away and gets it back upfield. All of that done by Gagne Barossa. And for all that, she turned it over and Glasgow gets a throw in. Mike Senna's got a lot of his bench out there now, which obviously he should. Haley Bullock will throw it in. Both Tech and Glasgow making substitutions. And by the same token with Mike Senna, it's hard to tell the bench, we don't want you to score. We want you to just hold the ball and run the clock, because they're trying to show off and show Coach Senna, look, I can play too. I should get more minutes instead of just being on the bench. Glasgow's just spreading out, trying to keep control of the ball and run the clock. Wilson comes way out of the net, out almost to the 20-yard line or beyond, and kicks it out of play. So it will be Glasgow and St. Mary's in the championship 2021 Lynn City Tournament Championship Final. It'll be Tech taking on Lynn English. And both of those teams are going to have to get up very early. It's a 9 o'clock start. Not an easy time. Tech a couple of shifts. Glasgow breaks it up. Off the side of the foot again. It goes out. That was 2 swipes at it by Kaylee Bullock. Haskell season team, they've got 12 seniors. Tech only has 5. Nice little shift. Nice little shift again. Getting by. And they weren't ready for the pass. They made the pass and went right by. I don't know if she thought that Barossa was going to keep going. She dropped the ball off and they just watched it go by. A lot of play. Bullock will put it in play. Kick to the middle by Sienna McLean. They were getting ready to throw the ball in. Now they're pointing the other way. Glasgow's all set to throw the ball in. Now official points the other way and say, no, Tech gets a free kick. So that's a little bit different. Glasgow all set to throw the ball in. And now Tech will kick it away. Bullock, and again, they just knock it back. Not trying to go anywhere. To the far side. Glasgow, that on that last pass had 6 against 3. And they chose to just bring it back and play with it a little bit. Just trying to control. Now they give it all the way back to the goaltender, Wilson. And again, Glasgow is just spreading out, moving the ball around, trying to run the clock, not even trying to go downfield. Glasgow couldn't save it, so Tech will get to kick it away. Tech makes a substitution. Pushing it ahead. Glasgow wide open. They don't take the shot. They just push it back. They were wide open for a shot. And didn't even think about taking it. Nice little shift by Tech. Another nice little shift. Blocked and taken away. Nice job. Bullock gets there first and gets knocked out. Tech will get the throw in. out off Tech. Bounces by everybody. Tech pops it straight up in the air to the middle of the field. And Glasgow controls. And here they go into that spread again. They get the pass to where they look like they're going in to try and score, and then they turn around and send it back out. Again, a lot of people would think that this is more embarrassing than beating them 12-0. But by the same token, Mike Center is saying we don't want to beat them 12-0 because we don't want to embarrass them. So there's pros and cons. Depends how you look at it. They kick it all the way back to Wilson. Tech almost picked it off. He might have been able to walk in. Ten minutes and counting left in this one, as Tech makes a couple of substitutions. And they blow the whistle for something. One of the Tech girls, I didn't know, she went down. She was down on one knee, like she turned something and the trainer was coming out to check on her. Originally they told me that it was Michelle Lopez that got hurt before. I don't know if that's her re-injuring. The trainer came out, but the player is walking out under her own steam. But also battling. And they're going to call Glasgow for making the contact. And I honestly can't tell you the Glasgow girl's number because her hair is down to her knees on the back. Usually where that little hairdo, it comes down to maybe the neck. She has to worry about maybe tripping over the hair. It's so long down the back. It's stylish. 7 minutes and counting left in this one. Holly Mannion and Eliza Correnti leading the way with 2 goals apiece. Shot from long range. It goes long, wide, and past the net. Good setup. They lined it up. Just got too much foot into it. Tried to put it in the far corner, and it sailed over the net and out of play to the far right side. And again, Classical just holding on. Now they give it away. From long range. That was actually a shot on net. That could have gone. Wilson had to come out and make the save from long range. It would have gone to the net. Wilson came out and got it before it got there. But that's virtually the only shot on net that Tech has. And that was from out about the 25-yard line. Final 5 minutes of this one. It's been over for a while. Classical got 4 in the first half. Tech, just a moment ago, got their first shot on net, and it came from almost a different time zone. Easy save for Wilson. And Classical has not even looked at the Tech net for almost literally the last 8-10 minutes. Just a question of let's run the clock out. They're going to call Tech, I think, for taking Classical down. Again, that 4-corner offense, as I like to call it from basketball, that tipped over the foot of Classical. The only question left in the last 3 minutes is, with this finagling by Classical, is Tech going to be able to get on the board? So both games are going to be shutouts, it looks like. Classical leading 7-0. St. Mary's beat English 4-0. In that game, an 8th grader for St. Mary's scored the hat trick. Classical trying to break it up. Tech trying to get it back. Nice little shift. Looking to get a shot off. Shot get blocked and popped up in the air. Good bid. And it's Danny Barroso again. She's been outstanding for Tech. She certainly have been a bright light for the Lady Tigers. As we're in the final 2 minutes. Tech picked off the pass. Classical picks it back. Classical eating up the latter stages of this second half. And they'll go to 1-0, and Tech will go to 0-1. Tech didn't have a lot of shots on net. One, I believe. And that was just a floater from about the 25-yard line that Wilson came out almost to the 10-yard line to catch it, but it was going on net. We're just waiting now for the official to blow the whistle. It always baffles me, like, they know the clock is off because they don't run it for the last 2 minutes, because they leave it to the official's clock. And when a game is 7-0, and Classical is just running out the clock, I don't know why they didn't do this a long time ago, blow the whistle and say, that's it. So both games in the opening of the girls' version of the city tournament are shutouts. Classical will take on St. Mary's in the championship final. Tech will play Lynn English. Classical got all they needed early on. Olivia Waterman got the first goal. That's all they needed. Followed up by Ava Thurman. Molly Mannion got her first of 2. Eliza Correnti got her first of 2, and it was 4-0 at halftime. They come out in the second half. Gianna Parker off a great pass from, I believe it was Bullock, who was walking in alone and made the pass off. And Gianna Parker had a wide open net and knocked it home. And then it was Correnti getting her second, and then Molly Mannion getting her second, and that made it 7-0. And then Classical just did their best to try and run out the clock, and they're freezing, not even looking at the net, trying to score, trying to keep the score down. And they did that, but they also put 7 on the board. And the 2021 Lynn City tournament, the first day, is in the books. The boys will take center stage tomorrow. The girls will come back on Saturday for consolation, Tech and English. And Classical and St. Mary's should be a barn burner, 2 very good teams. That'll be Saturday afternoon. So 7-0 Classical over Lynn Tech here in the opening round of their version of the 2021 Lynn City tournament. First day is in the books. And that'll take us to day two tomorrow with the boys. But right now, St. Mary's and Classical will both have shutouts to earn the championship round on Saturday. So we hope you enjoyed it. I'm John Hoffman saying we'll see you next time.